if I could just touch one person, if I could just reach one heart, then I know that one day your children will be different. And your children will be Jewish children.
We have started a revolution to bring Am Yisrael, the Jewish people, home to God. At first, it seemed like an impossible dream, but we had a vision to reach out to those who are spiritually alienated.
When I was a little girl, she was the same dynamo that she is today. But she was a team then, with her husband, the rabbi. Together, their home was warm and loving and non-judgmental and open. Everybody was welcomed in their home.
The house was always open. When we came Shabbos from the shul, everybody used to come into the rabbis in the house. They were sitting there, and the rabbi was there.
She's definitely enriched our lives with her love and her spirit and her enthusiasm for life and for everything.
Oh, she's my mother. She's my Torah Ima, and she gave me life. She breathed life into a lifeless body, a body that had no, and a soul that had no connection to Yiddishkeit. It had no meaning, no purpose. Unfortunately, I lost my husband 8 years ago, but prior to his leaving this world, he held the little Torah that's in the Haneni sanctuary, and it was a Torah that was saved in the Holocaust. And he came home too before he left this world, Baruch Hashem.
She was so warm, like a grandmother. She was hugging me and touching me, and it felt like home. And I've been coming ever since.
The Rebbe was all about love. You feel like your bubby is talking to you, holding your hand and talking to you.
When I first heard the Rebbitzin speak, she just touched something in my soul. And I think she does that to everybody. She just touches a chord in your Jewish soul.
And she speaks from her heart, and I think that's what draws people in.
And her goal is to teach the Torah, to teach her children.
There was no cure when she started. She just had this idea of starting a Baal Tshuva organization, and she has literally brought thousands upon thousands of people back in Tshuva.
I think it's fair to say that the Rebbetzin invented Kiruv. I remember when the first gathering in Madison Square Garden took place.
Tonight, I invite you to embark upon a voyage of self-discovery, to come home to your God. Mamlechet Kohanim, you belong to a priestly kingdom, a holy nation. The Torah is your possession. Vehigato ba yamam velayla, and you shall study it by day and by night. Children, Shavu Banim, come home, children, all of us. A flicker of a light, a tiny flame, and if you will it, that tiny flame shall become a great fire from which the word Hineni, here am I, your God, shall emerge. Hineni, here am I, your God.
To me, this evening is a very, very emotional one because my wife is the founder and the leader of the Hineni movement, and I think it is a fantastic event.
In Madison Square Garden, a spark was ignited. We challenged every Jew to discover his path, to make the Torah his possession again. And so, Hineni School was born, a new experience in learning, a place where young and old from every walk of life would embark upon a voyage of Jewish self-discovery to find meaning and fulfillment in life.
I think her teachings transcend generations because they're so sort of deep at the core, whether it's from a parent perspective or from a spousal perspective or just part of the Jewish community. It's sort of, again, transcends generations.
She has the ability to bring the Torah into a modern context, I think, and particularly with people who are single and young families who have children. She's able to bring the Torah alive.
Transcends time. No matter what era you're in, the Torah can provide a lesson for you. And the Rebbitzin was very adept and extremely explanatory with relating to everybody in the crowd. The Rebbitzin was able to take the Torah and make it meaningful for their present lives.
She very clearly brings the Torah to daily living, the insights, the wisdom, the incredible depth of her knowledge and the ability to translate what's on the page to something that touches you today, every day.
And she would go to the army bases and speak to soldiers. In those days, when she first started, totally secular, and I don't even know what possessed them to bring her or accept her or let her speak to the soldiers. But she spoke to the soldiers and she made them proud to be Jewish soldiers, but Jewish soldiers.
Try the Torah way. Ta'amu uru'u kitov. Taste it. You will see. It is good.
She also knows how to reach the Pentalayid in every person that she meets.
Right here on West End Avenue one day, the Rebbitzin bumped into Dustin Hoffman, and she didn't know it was Dustin Hoffman, but someone pointed it out to her, oh, that's Dustin Hoffman. And she turned around and called out to him, David. And he stopped in his tracks and turned around, and she initiated a conversation with him.
Was the first one who really made me understand how beautiful a Torah way of life could be.
The Rebbitzin was able to affect us so that we really came back and started to observe religious customs, Jewish customs. We go to shul.
I think it's interesting that we got involved when our first child was 6 months old, because I think it impacted even the way we parented from that point on. And the importance of Judaism and bringing the traditions into our home.
There's a whole generation of children out there thanks to the Rebbitzin. We know so many couples she's introduced and brought together.
She brought Rachel and I together she's from Missouri, I'm from New York. My brother, his wife's from Texas, he's from New York. She takes on all the tough cases and she gets it done.
Well, she lit the spark and then guided us, and now we're fully from members of our Upper West Side community, learning in Kollel and kids in yeshiva.
Thousands and thousands of people have been affected the way we have. Life totally changed. It's never too late for any person to change his or her life.
You can rely on her advice and know it's informed by generations that she's learned from before her all the way back to Har Sinai.
The Rebbitzin used to tell us stories about her family in Europe. She was raised on caring for other people, loving other Jews.
You feel in her, when you hear her speak, that it's a culmination of thousands of years of Jewish history, and it's coming out straight from the heart, as they say, words from the heart into the heart.
Go out there and make this place a better world, and tell my story to your children one day. And let this evil never be visited upon this universe again. I thank you, and God bless you. Thank you.
It's been an awesome journey to go with the Rebbitzin, whether to Paris, London,
for Zil, Israel. She literally gets off a plane after 12 hours, that day, goes that night, gives a speech, stays there to 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning to meet every single person who waits online to see her.
She has an energy and a wisdom that is just unbelievable, and she touches so many people.
She believes that the neshama of everybody is special, and she has the way of seeing it, and for some reason, and I wish I could figure it out, but I can't, she helps everybody see it in themselves.
She's there for us. She's there to give us blessings, encouragement, study with us.
She's brilliant, she's passionate, she's committed to the Jewish people, she's kind to everyone. There's nobody like her. The Rebbitzin is our Queen Esther, that she really has had such an impact on the diaspora in which we're living in, and is making so many people better Jews.
She is our leader in our generation today.
The Rebbitzin, as a young girl, got up and said Hineni each and every day, God, here I am, ready to serve. It really became her sacred mission in life.
When I was a little girl, I was in the concentration camps, and I saw the destruction of my people. I never anticipated that in the United States I would witness destruction again. This time, of course, the destruction is different. Instead of the Holocaust of the body, we are witness to the Holocaust of the soul. A nation that is disappearing in amnesia, in forgetfulness. You confront young Jews today, and they are knowledgeable on every subject. Science, technology, culture, music, it's all at their command. But ask a Jew about Isaiah, Jeremiah, the Mishnah, the Talmud, he cannot answer you. The Jew is disappearing. Our mission is to kindle the spark within every man, because if you believe in God, David, then you cannot help yourself but do something to reach out to his people.
We are forever indebted to the Rebbitzin. There's nothing we would not do, and there is not a day, a second that goes by that Rachel and I are not grateful to the dear Rebbitzin who made all of this possible. And this is just one small example. She's done this for, I think, thousands and thousands of people.
She teaches all of us that Hashem's hand is in everything. And I am eternally grateful because I see the world differently now because of her.
Because of her, I really feel Hashem is looking after me all the time. I feel no matter how bad things are, it's going to be fine because He's there. She brought that into my soul, and it's in my being.
I really say thank you. There's no doubt that our lives would be different if the Rebbitzin and her family were not in our lives. Everyone connects, and that's what makes it so special.
She should be able to see the generations of people whose lives she changed. Because really, if the Rebbitzin changed my life, she also changed the lives of my children, and Baruch Hashem, the lives of my grandchildren.
And today my parents have close to 100 descendants. Every single one of them, without exception, is being raised with the love of Torah. And I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that the Rebbitzin is their Bubby.
We owe her everything. She is my spiritual mother. She carved us. She's our children's spiritual grandmother. She should feel enormous pride from what she's accomplished.
I've often thought, actually, like, what could we send her? What could we give her? What could we possibly do to repay her for what she has given us? And, you know, the only thing I can think of is, you know, I make sure that my kids have a Jewish education. I make sure that my kids have a Shabbat dinner and have Shabbat every Friday night. I make sure that they know that they can rely on God when they need Him. And I hope that just by me doing that, I hope she feels proud of her work, because she created, for us, it will hopefully be generations of Jewish children and grandchildren.
Kinderlich, you are my children, a bracha, a blessing. Make sure that your descendants should keep that Torah, should remain Jews. And if you wish, I'm here to help you. Hineni is here to help you. Hineni means here I am, and here are all my children to help you. the rabbis, the Rebbitzins, they're all here. All my 4 children will help you. Rabbi Yisrael, Rabbi Osher, Rebbitzin Chayesora, and Slovachana. They will all be here to help you. Just try. Come and open the door. I will embrace you with love.